Here we come to the fourth lesson, introducing students to basic conversation patterns. So if you go to the top here and you go to hour 4, these are the patterns that we'll be studying. And up to this point, in hour 1 and 2, we have introduced patterns that in the question form use do, did, will, don't, didn't, and won't. In the third hour, we begin to introduce students to questions using the verb to be. So all of the patterns, wherever am to be is found, questions do not use do, did, and will. They use these combinations. So what we're trying to help the student with is the question-making skill, along with developing confidence in using patterns. Questions are more difficult to make than sentences. So we're trying to reinforce with them and to point out to them the most common ways questions are made. And in the first 2 hours, it's just do, did, and will. And in the third hour, when you have patterns with using the verb to be, that comes in front, and do, did, and will are not used. In hour 4, we introduce to the students the only exceptions to this rule. And the rule basically is that whenever you have can, could, should, would, if there are two verbs together, have and got, have and been, have in the past participle, or had in the past participle, these go in front. Do, did, will, am, was, will be are not used. Instead, I can, this goes in front. Should goes in front. Would goes in front. Because you have these two verbs here, they're split and have goes in front. I have been, have goes in front. I have gone, have goes in front. So this will complete for them within the first 4 lessons 95% of how questions are made. They can basically look at any sentence and they should be able to develop a question from it by this simple rule that if you just have I in a verb, do, did, will are used. If you have am in the sentence, these are used. The exceptions are can, could, should, would, have, and got, because there's two verbs together, have and been, have in the past participle, or had in the past participle. So in this 4th hour, we study these patterns together. So the first 2 hours, do, did, and will are used with the question format. Hour 3, we've introduced the am, and am goes in front. I am going to go. Are you going to go? Are you able to go? Are you supposed to go? Are you thinking of going? And in the 4th hour, which is the one we're in now, we're focusing on patterns which are the exceptions. You will see in the introduction video that these patterns, I had better go, I better go, I ought to go, do not have any question form. But they are commonly used. I had better go now. I ought to call her. But these have no question forms. So 4 is very important because it ends for us the introduction to how questions are made and to help them with their skills in making questions. The fourth hour, this is the little crib sheet, the little sheet that you can use to help them study. And, this is the positive and the negative with what, where, why, when, who, and how in the front. So these are positive questions and negative questions. And in the introduction, in these PDFs, you will find what you just saw before here. And it introduces you to these patterns. In the intro video, one by one, they are introduced. So the beauty of all of this is that we have developed a group of patterns which are commonly used, which they can use to help control conversations. They know how to make questions with do, did, will, with the verb to be, are you able to do it? And then the exceptions. Once again, 95% of questions are made this way, and we're covering them for the first 4 hours. In hour 4, we have the introduction, then we go into basically a number of videos which will help them to practice their skills. This is just practicing patterns in number 4. These are photos. There's a variety of different videos which have P, which are basically questions that are made relating to the photo that they see. When we get to, as you see here, PP, when we get to V, these are actually a running video. And I've deleted the background of the video, and I ask the question and they simply answer the question using the same pattern in the same tense. There is room in all these videos where the student is allowed the time to either repeat the question to help them become confident in their question-making skills, or answer the question using the same pattern. It's very simple. So these are different videos. The PDF is the verbatim of what you find in the video. And there's a variety of different subjects that are covered within each of the videos. So they can either go through these and sort of pick what they want to practice before they move on to the next lesson. As you see here, 1 to 4, what does that mean? It means that in this video, the patterns that we've learned in the first 4 hours are all used to make questions. We are reviewing the patterns that we learned. I've always said that if it's worth teaching, it's worth reviewing. And this is going to reinforce the patterns and the conversation skills which are going to help the student to eventually be able to gain confidence and be able to speak. Thank you.